So normally I don't do this kind of stuff. You know, we talk about anime and gaming over here, talk about fitness and stuff, but today is special because apparently today, June 13th, 2025 is the only Friday the 13th superstition, if you guys believe in that, this year. So there's only one Friday the 13th this year, and it's today. That's why I'm going to react to it, because I've always wondered, like, why is people scared of the day Friday the 13th? Is it like, what's the meaning behind it? So we're going to watch this like quick 5-minute little documentary from the infographics show. It came out 7 years ago. So it's going to explain the significance, why people are afraid of Friday the 13th and the number 13. Let's see. I'm excited, bro. I'm the type of person to always be curious about things, to always ask questions. I don't know if that's a good thing, but it is what it is. So we're going to get right into it. Shout out to the infographics show. And like I said, I'm wearing this shirt right here just for the vibe, you know what I'm saying? The tonality of the significance. Let me turn this light off. Make it a little darker in here than y'all saying. All right, let's get it.
We've been wary of the number 13. We've built office blocks and condominiums with 12th and 14th floors, but no 13th. And Winston Churchill, considered by many to be one of the most rational and pragmatic historical figures, refused to sit in the 13th row at the theater. Even some airlines, like Continental, Air France, and Ryanair, don't have a 13th row. We both fear and respect the number 13, but just what is triskaidekaphobia, the fear of the number 13?
Triskaideka what?
Respect the number 13, but just what is triskaidekaphobia?
Triskaidekaphobia. Triskaidekaphobia.
13th row. We both fear and respect the number 13, but just what is triskaidekaphobia?
Triskaidekaphobia. Whatever.
The fear of the number 13, and where does it originate from? Today we'll find out. In this episode of the Infographic Show, why are we afraid of Friday the 13th and the number 13? First of all, we must consider the number 12 as the perfect number. The ancient Sumerians produced a numeral system based on the number 12 that we still enjoy today. Calendars have 12 months, the day is halved by 2 sets of 12, 12 is a whole, complete, perfectly divisible number. So why then is 13 so sinister? Is it just that 12 is so ideal that we must find something inherently bad in 13? As any theology student will tell you, there were 13 disciples at the Last Supper, and the 13th person to take his seat was probably Jesus, although some say it was the backstabbing Judas who took chair number 13. Whoever took that last 13th seat came to
So 13 is like a Friday the 13th. What I'm getting is like a religious thing, like theology, like so like yeah, let's keep watching.
a sticky end. Matthew says that Judas committed suicide after the crucifixion, while the early Christian leader Papias says that Judas walked around in the world a sad example of impiety, for his body having swollen to such an extent that he could not pass where a chariot could pass easily. So Judas may well have grown to a size 13. The Last Supper took place on the 13th day of the month, and the crucifixion occurred on Friday.
Bro, honestly, this is sounding like some numerology type thing, bro. I don't know if you guys believe in like that spiritual numerology, astrology type thing, but hey, honestly, I don't know if it's just me, but I've been seeing a lot of craziness, and people that talk about numerology, they be, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I normally don't believe in that type of stuff. I used to be like spiritual, like, look, I have an ohm, because my, rest in peace to my homie Henry. He was like a Buddhist. He like practiced that type of stuff, so he taught me a lot of things. And although I don't agree with a lot of like certain like spirituality stuff like that, I can still understand it, and it makes sense, honestly.
The 13th. The Knights Templar, protectors of the Holy Grail, the cup Jesus drank from at the ominous shindig, were all slaughtered on order from Pope Clement on, yes, Friday the 13th.
Bro, I don't think you guys understand that numbers are actually important, bro. Like, there's angel numbers, there's demon numbers, there's like, hey, you know what? You know what? That's what life is about, is to understand and to go on a journey finding out the truth. But bro, this is 1 minute and
13 is also an unlucky
pausing.
number if you find yourself unfortunate or guilty enough to be sentenced to hang for a crime. There were 13 long steps up to the gallows and only one short cut down. A coven of witches has 13 members, and if there are 13 letters in your name, you are surely cursed to damnation.
JASON, like the full name? Hey, we good?
Jack the Ripper, Jeffrey Dahmer, and Charles Manson.
Wait. JEFFREYDAHMER. Jack the Ripper, JACKTHERIPPER. Wait. So you can do nicknames like JaySensei? JaySensei? JASONSENSEI. Alright, we good.
All had 13 letters in their birth names. And it's not just on planet Earth that the number 13 is considered unlucky. Apollo 13, the 7th manned mission in the Apollo space program, was launched in 1970 from the Kennedy Space Center, but the lunar landing was aborted after an oxygen tank exploded, and the astronauts were lucky to return to Earth 6 days later with their lives intact.
What?
Even in space, the number 13 is the unluckiest number. In tarot, the 13th card in the deck is Death. To draw the Death card in the tarot doesn't mean that you will die straight away. Death in the tarot sense is more about change, rebirth, and creation. But if you do draw the Death card on the 13th day of the month and see a black cat...
Okay, I know I'm pausing it too much, a lot, but... So, like, you know how people see death as a bad thing? What I've been, like, collecting and gathering my information when I'm I'm researching, I'm doing all this and that. Death is actually part of life, part of the cycle of life. So why is it deemed as bad? Like, unless it depends on how you die, I guess. But death, like, to some people it means rebirth. Death means, like, whenever there's a death, there's always a birth. When someone dies, there's someone else that replaces, like a rebirth. Like, you ever have, like, I don't know if this is like a superstition or anything, but when someone dies in your family, someone else is born. So it's like, bruh, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I'm the only crazy person over here, but I be thinking about a lot of this stuff, bro. And then when you have like a conversation with a normal person that talks about celebrities and stuff like that, bro, you're cooked. They're gonna think you're a cuckoo. You know what I'm saying?
Cat crossing your path, and the moon is full, and you happen to be superstitious, you may potentially have an unlucky day. But you probably won't die, not that day anyway. But why is Friday considered the unlucky day? In biblical terms, Friday has had a checkered history. Jesus was crucified, and Eve tempted Adam on a lazy Friday afternoon.
Bro. I have a black cat over there to protect me, bro. Bro, this is no coincidence, okay? This is no coincidence. Oh.
Abel was slain by Cain, and the Great Floods began on a Friday. Historically, Friday doesn't fare well either. Citizens were executed in Rome on a Friday, and also on a Friday, in Britain, people were usually hung, meaning that on Saturday, people were usually hung over after merrily watching one of their fellow men be eliminated the night before. Fridays in theological and historical texts usually spells bad news. The number 13 isn't totally unlucky wherever you go in time and history. The ancient Egyptians considered 13 fortuitous. China has a deep fear of the number 4, the Japanese avoid the number 9, and the unluckiest number in Italy is 17. Indians have a deep distrust of 26, and in Bulgaria, the number 088, 888, 8888 is the one to be most terrified of all numbers following the acquisition of that jinxed phone number by a number of high-profile people who subsequently died, according to Urban.
8 and 13? What's the significance? Like, what's the... People that are well-versed in this stuff, please let me know. Drop comments, explain this to me. I've read a lot about, like, well, not a lot, but I did some research, and when I was younger, I was kind of into this kind of stuff because I was always curious. I've always been a curious guy. So if you guys know a lot, like, just let me know, bro. Let me know. You know what I'm saying?
Myth. The former US flag had 13 red and white stripes and 13 stars representing the first 13 colonies that founded the country. Christopher Columbus landed on the Western Hemisphere on October 13th, although deliberately changed the official date to the 12th of October to avoid the scandal of a cursed landing. Sikh religion believes the number 13 is special. In Punjabi, 13 translates to yours, or I am yours, my lord, and is considered divinely lucky. Moreover, in bakery circles, 13 is also considered lucky. A baker's dozen, or 13, is the ordinarily 12 with 1 added, just for luck. The number 13 also represents femininity, as the number of lunar or menstrual cycles in a year is often around 12 or 13. In China, women make offerings of mooncakes with the number 13 imprinted on them, as 13 denotes blood, fertility, and lunar potency, and good luck from the great female goddess.
See, this is the thing about, religion and ideologies. I think it's beautiful, bro. People think it's bad. People think, like, if you're different, if you think differently about something, or have a different belief of something, it's, like, wrong. But I believe that, yes, I may have different beliefs and ideologies of somebody, but that's what makes the world a great place, because you keep learning, you keep getting different perspectives of life, and then you build your character IRL. Because obviously I like anime, as you can see. Anime, the reason why I like it is because of the stories. You're the person that has, like, the writer, you're seeing life from their perspective, how they view certain things, and that's how art is created. Expression. And I think that's how the world progresses as a society, being different. So going back full circle, I think all of this stuff, like, although 13 may be bad in some religions, it's good in others. So I think that's the beauty of the world, bro. A lot of people think that being different is wrong. Like, if you have different beliefs than somebody, you're like, oh, that person's bad, or that person's demonic, that person's this. It's like, bro, like, me personally, you know, I like, bad is, like, subjective depending on what religion you are, like what your beliefs are. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, you know?
13 represents the life cycle and the rhythm of nature and the moon. So although considered unlucky by some, the number 13 represents the very thing that brought us all here to watch this episode, so perhaps 13 isn't that unlucky after all. So what do you think about the number 13? Lucky or unlucky? Let us know why in the comments. Also, be sure to check out our other video called Taboos Around the World. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Video. If you guys want to watch this, the infographic show, and I was, like, checking it out on X, like, I don't know, there's, like, more eerie tone to it. But this is my final thing, bro. When I've been growing up, I'm like, I can't talk, bro. As I grew up, 13 has been a bad luck number, and it's scary behind. There's, like, the tone behind it is scary, creepy, demonic, etc. I'm a Christian, so let me say this, okay? You Christians out there, it's not right to say everyone's demonic. This is demonic. This is demonic. This is demonic. Don't talk to that. Bro. Come on, bro. Like, just practice your own beliefs, bro. Like, stop. You know what they say in the Bible, right? It says, I'm probably going to butcher this. I'm not going to get it word for word, but it's like, let he who has no sin cast the first stone. Bro, everyone, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm not going to get into religion talk, because I'm not well versed in it. If we talk about fitness, then we can get into it. But yeah, that's just my beliefs, bro. Like, anyway, it's cool seeing different perspectives, and maybe one day I'm gonna get Podusky to make a documentary with me going to, like, you know, people practice, like, they call it, like, black magic and witchcraft, bro. Ooh, seeing, like, making a documentary or, like, making a video about how they think and why they think the way they do, dude, that'd be kind of lit, right? But anyway, I know it's not Halloween, it's not scary, but today, I guess, is a special day for those who believe in it. Friday the 13th is today, June 13th, 2025, and it's the only day of this year that will have Friday the 13th. So I thought I'd release this video. But if you guys know any more about this stuff, bro, let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, like the short, wherever you see me. But this was lit, bro. I ain't gonna lie.